It's Sunday, January the 14th, and we're starting early this week because I've got to take my wife for a hospital appointment in the morning early, so I'm not going to get too much done before I do that. So I need to get all of my post ready to drop off just after 8 o'clock in the morning, and then any stragglers that come in will get done when I get back on Monday. So let's have a look at what we've actually got in. It's been a much quieter start to the week or the weekend with just 9 orders on Bricklink. That's for 1,400 items, and I did get orders out late on Friday, so anything that was coming in late-ish on Friday afternoon would have gone out on Friday's post on the evening. So it could be that we got ahead a little bit, but either way, it's still pretty quiet for the weekend. And also on another forum, I noticed people have been comparing what people's ratio is for Bricklink to Brickowl, and people saying that, quoting numbers like 85% sort of Bricklink and 15% Brickowl. For me, it's normally a much more even split. I'd say 60-40 in favour of Bricklink, but this weekend Brickowl is down. Now, we did have a surge on Brickowl though at the end of last week, had a bit of a rush on, quite a few orders coming through there, but over the weekend just 3 orders amounting to 20 lots and 113 items, so not much there. One of them's an international order going off to Switzerland, other 2 being UK based, and then on eBay things also slowing down on eBay with 3 sales on there. Now, being that I've got to be off early tomorrow morning, I've got everything picked here, ready to go out. Probably either going to get these packed up now or early in the morning. So on eBay, we've got Marvel Studios Go minifigure going out. We've got another Snow Villager. We've got an order going off to Germany here, and that's for 6 of these gold hoses. And then we've got some parts orders. 2 of these pearl light grey ribbed hoses going out. More sort of general parts orders. We've got an order here for these panels, and it's just the same part in lots of different colours, or a number of different colours at least. So I'm not sure what they are doing with those, but nice to see those going out nonetheless. We've got 3 train buffers going out. We've got another little order for parts. Looks like somebody's doing something with the army sets based on these bases. There's a couple of green wheels there and what have you. We've got some dark red hats here that I think I listed those on Friday. And similarly, I think that hose was only listed last week. And then we've got more parts orders going out. This is the largest order, which I think isn't the largest lot count. I think it's about 40 lots, but is the largest in terms of quantity. Another small order there. And then on eBay, we've just sold a Loki foil bag as well. So we're going to get those packed up, ready for the post office. We have had a little bit of a sort out today around this area, so that things are looking a little bit cleaner around here. This was instigated by Mrs. Brickarina, and we've cleared off the top over here as well under the window. Now, I've ordered another top because I was missing one. So have ordered one of those from Really Useful Products, and not sure when that'll come. Hopefully sometime through the week, so that'll get that finished off nicely across there. I was going to order more of them because I am missing lids on, or tops on, a lot of these that I keep under the counter. But in this case, it's actually a bit of a plus because it means I can get more in these drawers, so I didn't bother. And the shipping rates were ridiculous, even though they're only coming from the UK. These jumped up from being £4 delivery for one top to £14 delivery if I ordered 3 of them, or if I ordered more than one, in fact. So a little bit odd. Now I do have a slight regret, because what I should have done when I ordered them is I should have ordered some more draw inserts at the same time, these inserts. So I wish I had ordered more of those, but nevertheless I didn't do that. Now we do still have a mess on the desk, which I need to get sorted, so I'll get that done as soon as possible, and probably tomorrow now, but I'm going to get these packed up and ready for the post office. I was out shopping at the weekend and popped into a WH Smith's in the town I was in, and on the counter there they had some of the new Series 25, and I happened to ask if they had any old minifigures there, and then they came up with this box. This is the Marvel Studios or Series 2 figs, and they had them listed at $2.79, and I thought that wasn't a bad price. Not amazing, but you know, still worth picking up, I think. And hopefully now that the rush is over on these, what tends to happen is that the price will increase over time, hopefully. So I decided I would pick them up anyway. I think there's about 20 something of them in here. They did have a couple of older figs as well, Series 22, and it transpired that I'd also missed a couple of cases of the Batman series that had been in the stockroom. They did go up in the stockroom and check for me to see whether they had any other old series up there, but couldn't find anything, but they were really accommodating. So just worth mentioning, if you're in a Smith's or somewhere else, and I mean WH Smith's, not Smith's the toy shop, WH Smith's the newsagent, and you know, they might just check for you, and you never know, there might be some figs hiding out in the back somewhere. So I've emptied all of the contents into these tubs, and I'm just starting to put them into bags. But just wanted to give you a quick insight into what we managed to pick up. We have got, if I've got this right, there's no Wolverines, unfortunately, no Wolverines. We've got two Storms, two Beasts. I think we've got two of the Echo, one Goliath, and then we've got two of the Kate Bishops. I think we've got, where's the Hawkeye? Is that the Hawkeye? I think we've got two Hawkeyes, two She-Hulks, three She-Hulks, sorry, three of the Werewolves, three of the Mr. Knights, and three of the Moon Knights, and I think that's it. There were no Agatha Harknesses in there, so I'm pretty okay with that. I think it's a reasonable mix. The werewolves are the ones that I wanted to avoid, to be honest, but I've got three of them. But I mean, I've got a fair mix of all of the others, so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to get them bagged up and get them added to probably to the eBay store. Might add a couple onto Bricklink as well, but we'll see how we go. And it's just a case of updating. I've got a multi-listing on eBay, so I'll probably just go on there and just update the quantities and add them to that stock. Tuesday morning, and orders are picked and ready to go, so let's take a quick look at what we've got. Small order going out for predominantly olive green. Then we've got some medium azure and some trans light blue parts going out. Then an order for lots of the 2x3 bricks, wipe me out of those completely, and a bunch of other bits and pieces in there as well. Some minifig bits and pieces, a saddle, and some other odds and ends. And then a couple of small orders, one for a minifig head. And then I've had a little bit of a run on Technic related orders lately, and this is another two, predominantly all Technic related parts, pins, lift arms, axles, etc., all going out the door. Then this morning, actually, we've had a nice little order on eBay. This is about £65 worth of minifigs, and predominantly the Marvel Series 2 figures. But oddly, they're not the ones that I got yesterday. These have been listed on eBay for a while. The majority of the ones that I put on yesterday were all added to Bricklink. So that this wasn't you know, a purchase inspired by me listing all of the Marvel stuff yesterday, but a bit of a coincidence, and it's nice that I've now got backups with the other Marvel figures that I got. We've then got someone buying 3 of these AIM agents. I usually have an offer on eBay where if you buy 3 or more figures, you'll get 20% off, so something to keep in mind if there's anything on there that you're interested in. And then another eBay order coming in this morning is this Zane and Nindroid blaster or blister pack, sorry, that's also going out. So I've got to get this lot off to the post office shortly, so I need to get it packed. And then I've got a mess going on over here still. I've got to get back to sorting this used out, doing the first category sort on that. We didn't get a lot of time yesterday with going off to hospitals and one thing and another, and got something else on today again, which is a bit of a pain, but we'll get done what we can, and we'll you know, just keep plodding along and adding bits as we can. So we're getting well down on this tub now, and really down to kind of the dregs almost, and I've just found this little thing which I'd not seen before, and in fact my initial thoughts were whether it was fake or not. So I've just checked it on Brickstore, and it's not fake. It is out of a couple of Star Wars sets and is worth about £7.50. So it just shows what you can find in the dregs at the bottom of a tub, and I just spot in a little blaster there as well, which will go into the minifig tub, and we'll get the rest of this done. But we also need to think about getting these couple of orders out. We've got 2 orders here, one for a whole bunch of 1x3 bricks and some 2x3, both in bright light blue. And then we've got another Technic order for pins and things, which we're going to get out in the post. I'll drop these in the post box when I'm picking up the grandkids this afternoon, and we'll get back and crack on finishing the rest of this. And then I really want to get on to kind of bagging some of this stuff up, and maybe even getting onto a second sort with some of this. But we'll press on and see what we can get done. Quick look at Wednesday's orders going out this morning. All parts orders, no minifigs, no minifig parts. Nothing too much to mention, to be honest. Except that maybe that these 2 orders were both combined orders, in that each person placed 2 orders on Brickowl. And the way that works, for those of you who don't know, is while the first order has been placed but not processed, someone can place a second order and they won't be charged shipping for the second order. They'll actually be, in my case, the way I have it set up, I have a 50p sort of handling charge on the second order, mainly because of the PayPal charge, because I'm charged sort of PayPal or Stripe charges for each individual order. So although from a buyer's perspective, you're combining the order and you think, why should there be more shipping? It's because of that transaction fee. But also you might find that it's more than 50p if it pushes it to the combined order to a new price bracket. So for instance, if the first order would have fit into a large letter, and now by placing the second order, it's pushed it into a, either a higher weight band or into a small parcel, then you'll be charged the difference on that. So that's the way that combined orders work on Brickowl, at least. Now in this order, this is a regular customer. I've been buying a few of these of late. Lots of quarter tiles in here in different colours, usually around 150 of each colour, and always nice to see those moving. Here we've got a few tiles and things. These are from an Exonite set, so it looks like someone's rebuilding the set possibly. And then we've got a few tiles and bits and pieces in this order. So we'll get those off to the post office, and then when we get back, we'll start adding some things to the store. I think probably doing a second category sort. As you can see, lots of drawers hanging out, which means that these are empty. So same on both sides of the room. Really, so time to get some of this lot filled back up. So next job this morning is I'm going to start and sort these categories down to the next level. So what I'd intended to do was to grow these and put them in another tub and wait until I had a massive tub of these to work through. Which is one approach and a good one if you've, got that quantity of parts. Now, the problem I have is that I'm pretty low on stock of these. So I'd like to get some more into the store because they're regular staple kind of parts that people are picking up all of the time. So rather than put these aside and try and get to a much bigger quantity before I sort, I'm just going to put the time in now, get these sorted and get them up for sale. So I'm sorting into size first. So we've got 2x4s. I need to separate out those with holes as well. And then we'll put 2x2s, 2x3s, etc. So I'm going to do this initial sort, and then I'll sort each size down into different colours, and then we'll list them from there. And the beauty of doing it that way is that once you've got all the same size, adding them into Brickstore is really simple and just a case of changing the colour each time you do them. The only thing you have to do really is count how many of each colour you have. And then the way I store them, in this particular case, I actually store these in bags in a drawer together, so they're really easy to put away as well. So anyway, not sure how long this is going to take me, but I'm going to get cracking and get this done, and then I'll probably move on to the One by Bricks as well after that. I just come across this bag which has got the City Advent Calendar in for 2012. And there's a mix in here of sealed bags. So for instance, well, let's look at this one here. So this is a sealed bag for this particular little build, which is day 12 of the 2012 calendar. And I was just wondering how to list these. I was going to list them as sort of parts, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to list them as these sets. And the chances are they might not sell till maybe next year or something. But I've sold these advent calendar little packs in the past. I think they're things that people like to buy when they're making up little advent calendars of their own. And they put them in, you know, the kind of advent calendar where you have a little pouch for each day, and people add them in. So I think I'm definitely going to do that with new build stuff. But I'm going to see what I've got of this used stuff as well, and maybe even make the days up for the used items as well. But anyway, I'll work through it, and we'll see what we can add. I'm not sure whether all of these are for the calendar. So for instance, this one just looks too big to be a calendar item, so that might not be included. It's pretty obvious to tell which day is which by the parts, and you can look at the inventory on Brickstore as well, which always helps, of course. So I'll crack on, get these done, and it's always another extra lot to add to the store, if nothing else. And I ain't bothered about how long they sit there. If they sell in a week, a month, a year, it doesn't really matter to me too much for what's here. I wonder if anyone else is experiencing problems like I am. I'm having lots of problems with the Bricklink integration on Brickstore since I updated to the latest version. So I'm typically doing a search as always, and then I'm getting a invalid status code of 429. Now the funny thing is, if I go over to Bricklink, then it works absolutely fine. If I go on here, go to Bricklink, and then try and find that, then it finds it straight away, no problem at all. So there's definitely, I think, an issue with Brickstore's latest version. So I'll have to log this as an issue, and hopefully they get it sorted soon. The other issue for me with Brickstore since I updated it is that whenever I close it down, it seems to close okay and then comes up with a crash report after that. And there's never a problem in that, you know, I've saved the file before I close the Brickstore application down, and it all seems to save fine and everything. But I still get a crash report for whatever reason. So clearly a few bugs in the latest version. And I think if you've not updated, then you might be better staying on the version you're on. Now, I'm actually on build 1143, so which is version 2024.1.2. So if you're on an earlier version than this, you might want to avoid this particular version. I'm just in the middle of doing a few little part outs. This is really just a case of clearing any odds and ends that we've got laid around. I certainly won't be getting them all done, but just choosing a few here and there. So doing 2 of these little friend sets. We've got 4 of these light year sets as well. And then I've got orders here that are picked, ready to go out this afternoon. We'll go through those a little later in case we get any more. And I don't remember if I told you about that top coming. That was from the really useful people. Came really quickly. Ordered it Sunday. I think it came yesterday, which was Wednesday. So that's kind of tidied that top up a little bit just under the window there, which keeps Mrs. Brickarina happy. And then still got a bit of a mess going on here and there with the desk. Managing to keep this space really clean after last week's clean up, which is good to see. So lots of space there. And yeah, just a case of tinkering away. We've cleared one of the tubs there. We've got a couple of others bagged up and ready to go. And just a question of you know, keeping going, keep doing the same things, sorting more bulk, filling up the tubs into first category, splitting them down into more you know, specific parts from those first categories. So we've got 1x bricks there, for instance, need to be separated out to 1x1s, 1x2s, etc. And I put even like corner 1x1s in there, etc. And we've got some plates, a bag of plates there, as well as a drawer full of them down here as well, which will be one of the next jobs to sort out. So plenty to keep us busy, and we'll just keep cracking on. Right, it's almost time to get to the post office, so let's have a quick look at what we've got going out today. On eBay, we've got a group minifigure going out. We've got 3 more series 25 figures going out, and as you'll have noticed in the last few days, how much the series 25 have dropped off now that we've got down to the less popular figures. You know, so at the start I was pretty much the only person had them for sale in stock, and that meant that people were grabbing all of the really popular figures. Now that they've all gone and we're left with the slightly less desirable ones, then things have naturally slowed down a little bit. And of course, the availability from other sellers who may be selling cheaper, or who now have a broader variety because they've still got the more desirable ones as well, then, you know, that's going to drive them to those sellers, I guess. We've got Captain America going out as well, again on eBay, and then a Minecraft goat going out. And then the rest are pretty much your typical parts orders. A couple of minifig parts going out in this particular batch. We've got an order for this little blue flag. Now, I'm not sure what set this is from. Quite an old set. It might even be, well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's from, to be honest. And then a few more parts orders. This one, again, this customer, I think I sent out 2 orders of his just yesterday, so we keep getting more and more orders. Unfortunately, he keeps missing the previous order, so they've already been shipped before he places these. But I think he knows that at the time. It's not a question of trying to combine the postage or anything like that. You know, it's just the way things work out with me posting typically early in the morning, and then a few minifig parts in that particular order, and that's it. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 orders going out there. And I think this is partly testament to the, you know, again, the lack of uploading that I've done lately. I've been, you know, predominantly sorting, so hopefully we'll see a little bit of an increase in the future of things being added. I have added 2 lots today. One of the little new sets, which was only a couple of 100 parts, and then about another 1,000 or so used parts on top of that, which included minifig parts and plates and things. So anyway, gonna get this lot packed up and off to the post office. It's a pretty quiet Friday morning with 5 orders on Bricklink, 846 items in 45 lots. And on Brick Owl, we've got 3 orders on there and nothing on eBay. So 8 orders in total. Have just invoiced a couple of orders for 2 buyers in America. Only small orders, but we'll see if they get paid, and we'll get them out later today. A quick look at what we got going out then. 720 of these bricks, 1x1 brick with a stud on one side. And then nothing too much to mention. We've got a Lloyd minifigure going out. That's the Lloyd Hero, along with a few other bits and pieces, including a blue pneumatic hose. And then the rest are pretty standard. Lots of pins going out. These pins in grey and these longer pins in tan. And then we've got an order here with no paperwork. This buyer said these are a gift and didn't want any paperwork sending, which is fine. I'm happy to oblige with that. So we'll get those sent out as well. I'll get these packed up and off to the post office. And then we'll think about what we're going to do this morning. I might try and have a look through that tub at the bottom there, which I think is predominantly Technic stuff. Now my Technic bin is full, so I need to get that moved out of there, and a lot of that needs to be broken down, but we get that out of there and into a bag, and then we'll look at this and add to the Technic, and then when we've got all of that sort of verified as being Technic, or pull the Technic out, then we can work through that as a category and think about getting that all added to the store. So this is the other tub that I brought back from the container, and I was going to sort through the tub. That was the intention. And as I said previously, I thought that it was probably going to be mostly Technic. But now I'm having a closer look at kind of what's in there. I literally think everything in there is Technic. So I decided I'm going to take a different approach with this tub, and I'm just going to sit at the desk and dismantle it along with another bag of Technic that I've got over here. I might as well just sit for a few hours and dismantle all of this, and then we'll be able to sort through it better. Now, the only exception in terms of being Technic or not was this thing, which I think I touched on before, which is the buildable Darth Vader by the look of it. So we'll check that over at some point, and we'll get that listed either on eBay or Bricklink. We've got a few plates there, which I just put into my plate tub over there. And then, as I say, I think I'm going to just work through this and start pulling it all apart. So I've managed to get a good way through the tub. I don't know if you can see how much is left in there. But that wasn't just the tub. There was that extra large bag of Technic as well. So I've sat breaking all of that down. While I was doing that, I've broken it down directly into a sort of next batch of categories. So we've got 1x bricks with holes in. We've got lift arms. We've got 1x2 bricks of various types, of 1 hole, 2 holes, axle hole, etc. Bag of pins. We've got the square Technic, whatever you call them. We've got a bunch of wheels here, which will be interesting to check on those. Not sure about the trans one and the orange, whether they're worth anything. Little bag of cogs, some panels, and a few other bits and bobs. But they'll be really easy to sort from here and get listed. You know, things like these won't take very long. It's getting on Friday afternoon now, so that's going to be a next week job. I've also got a bunch of little pots of various types of smaller Technic parts, things like these thinner sort of lift arms and various other connectors and what have you. So those are all ready to be sorted next week. I'm probably gonna have another half a day at sorting through that lot before I get to sorting through these, because I don't see any point in doing these while there is still all of this to be sorted down further. So we'll get to that next week. In the meantime, a couple more small orders come in. One on Brick Owl, eBay for a droid. We've got a Hermione Granger, and then an order on Brick Owl and an order on Bricklink to go out as well. So we'll get those dropped in a post box. And that's probably going to do us for this week. I'm going out tonight with friends, so got an early-ish finish so we can get ready for them to pick us up, etc. And go have a nice curry, I think. So enjoy your weekend, everyone, and speak to you all next week.